So, if you guys didn't know, I made a new Discord channel this week. It's called Loading Critique. It's because people sometimes they're in the chat and they're saying, "Hey, I made some art. Can you take a look at it? Tell me what you think." And I say, "No." Well, I don't say it. I don't say no. I say what I do say is, you can post it in the Discord, and maybe I'll remember to take a look at it. But that usually never really happens. So I thought I'd make it a proper thing that people can submit their art in comics and whatever. And whenever we have time on stream, I'll go through it and I'll give you my feedback live on stream. And if you don't happen to be in the chat while it's happening, don't worry, because there'll be a VOD as well that you can always look back on. Anyway, this is still very in its infancy, so bear with me here. Let's see. How are we gonna do this? Okay, the Discord app just froze, so that's not a good sign. Why did it? Hey, what? Why can't I tap things? Honestly, what? I can't scroll. Okay, that's not a good sign. Let me open up Discord again. You gotta go. Have a good raid. Happy Halloween, friends. Thanks for the stream. Hey, no worries. Thank you for watching Dry Erase Girl, and thank you for the titles. And happy Halloween to you too. Although technically it's tomorrow for you. You can post a link to the VOD with a timestamp. Yes.
You can post a link to the VOD with a timestamp to that channel, so people know it happened and where to start watching.
Yes, good idea, Super Tux. Good idea. Okay, here it is. All right, so first we have something that really made me question if this is going to be a good idea at all. So I'm going to treat this as a legitimate submission, Psychomanity. What you have done here is technically art. Now that I'm looking at it closer, I'm not even sure if this is allowed to be on Twitch, to be honest. Am I allowed to show such a shiny ass? I don't know. Let me zoom in. But I like the crosshatch shading. Got that going on. I like the shine on the buttocks. Very polished indeed. Yes, Chuck Chan. Almost looks like a little exclamation point. I like the wings. I like the wing shape. I like also how you haven't really like connected all the lines together. Like, look at these gaps in the elbows. I like it. Makes it feel more natural, not as stiff. Katsudan.
Oh my god, James.
Thank you for that, Katsudan. Thank you very much. Thank you for your contribution there. And for the 100 bits. That felt like a longer one than usual. I don't know, maybe I'm just not used to it. But yeah, I like it. I like how you got the eyes aren't even connected either. Makes it look more wider eyes. And of course, what more is there to say? I like the pose. It's good stuff. Good stuff. And good start, surely, right? And continuing this, I gotta mention, there is a rule where it's not allowed to have not safe for work stuff. Technically, there's nothing here that isn't actually not safe for work, but it's a good reminder, just to everyone, that obviously I can't show nudity on stream here. But not that this is nude, at least not visibly nude. Anyways, let's see. I like the color scheme. It's very interesting. I like the what's it called? The fur economy, if that's even a thing. Like, it implies furriness without it being like completely furry. So you got like the fur on the shoulder pads and the fur on the knees, and now I'm just zooming in on the crotch. I like that. Keeps it looking clean and not too busy. The background is you're going for that minimal look, I see. Though I think having this noisy brush thing clashes with the rest of the style, because I think the rest of the style is like really smooth. I think having this noisy brush in the back really like draws too much attention to it. It's too jarring. I think if the background was just a simple smooth curve as well, I think would blend better together. Also, I can't stop looking at this part here. Just to point that out. I think all you'd have to do is continue the dark blue line just over here. Just that little bit here. But yeah. But yeah. Okay, now you're being too nitpicky. Hey, you want feedback? This is my feedback. I am dishing it out just like people dish it to me when I'm doing my comics, and there's like a misplaced pixel. Just saying. This is what I excel at, being nitpicky. People knew what they were getting into when they're doing this. Yeah, that was Texan. Good job, good job. We got one from Mr. Coat. Oh wow, so this looks like legitimate pencils. I think this is a photo of real pencil work here. First of all, looks really good. Looks really good. Can't tell if this is based off a photo or not, because it looks like almost too realistic, I think. I mean, not that there's anything wrong if it's based off a photo, because it still takes a lot of work and skill to even be able to replicate something you see onto the page with a pencil. So that alone, I mean, I definitely can't even do that. That already in itself is a skill. I like the hair a lot. I'm not sure if this is. I think it's intentional. That shine here, over here. I like that. Can't tell if it's intentional or not, or if it's just like because you erased part of it. I think it's intentional. It's a good way of doing the shine. Like that. Like the birds in the background. And yeah. The hair is really good. Hair is something I need to study more myself, because especially when it gets hair around the ears. I know my characters they barely look human at all, so a human head of hair is hard to translate to just a blob of a head. But I still need to look better at how it happens on a real person. Very satisfying here, that hair part. It's ironic how Gregor has to study hair. Well, how else am I gonna figure out what hair looks like? I can't rely on my own God-given hair. Gotta rely on Google Images. And also, I like the cloudy background as well. Although what's interesting is that it seems like the clouds are inversed or something. Like, or is this clouds or the trees? I don't know. Oh no, I guess you can have darker clouds. That makes sense. The sky can be bright and the clouds can be dark. I like it. I don't even know how to give any feedback on this really, because like a realistic pencil drawing is something that is completely out of my wheelhouse. But I think all I can say is good job, especially on the nose. It's hard to tell from the JPEG-ness, but it seems like you got some good shine, showing off the 3D volumetricness of the nose. Noses is something I just avoid entirely, so my characters don't even have noses. It's one way of skipping that part of the art. Anyway, good job. Good job, Mr. Coat. You saw those as trees personally, but I could see dark clouds. Yeah, I can't tell. I think they're clouds. the birds especially, it makes you just think it's like a bright sky. Yeah. But I think what's this? Looks pretty good. Generally could try to gain confidence in darker shading. Yeah, the shading, I think there could be more. Again, it's kind of hard to see on the JPEGness. It seems like there's some indication of shading around the cheekbone. So actually, I think there is some shading there. It's not just a flat color. But I think overall, you could add more darkness generally to the image. Because if you squint your eyes, a lot of it kind of blends together, especially like in the torso area. I think if you went with like darker shading in some spots, I think especially like around under the arm, I think that could make the drawing pop a lot more. Because yeah, if you zoom out and you squint your eyes, basically like all of the torso area kind of blends in to the background a bit. You lose the definition. So I think if it had more contrast there, that'd be good. Contrast helps makes things pop. Yeah. But I also totally get the hesitance because if as soon as you're dealing with pencils and paper and can't undo, you can't lower the opacity of the layer. It's like it is what it is. But I guess it's just it shows off that confidence if you can pull it off. And we got one from Chuck Chan. Another one, just to remind people. While this doesn't break any terms of service, just saying, can't do any not safe for work stuff. This one, I like the pose. I like the pose. I like what I'm seeing. What is this character? Is this? At first I thought it was Isabelle from Animal Crossing. Because when I first saw this, it made me want to get back into Animal Crossing. It's the dog from Garfield. Odie, you think? A female? Oh, it's Odie. Oh my goodness. You're right. I see the ear. Because yeah, Isabelle doesn't have those ears, I don't think. But Odie's got the. Is there an Odie in this Garfield magazine that I got going on here? Let's see. What does Odie look like? Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Characters. Bam! Okay, I see. You got the colors. You got the brown ears. Does Odie has a spot though? Does she have a spot? Oh, I guess you can't tell. So that's my first critique. Too many clothes on this on this female Odie. Technically, Odie is naked, so that's my feedback. But no, I like it a lot, and the shoes look really realistic too. I think the one thing that's standing out to me as far as like critique goes, I feel like there's something missing here. Because I like the thigh that you can see, but I think with the angle of how Odie is sitting here, I feel like you're supposed to be able to see a little bit of the other thigh in that gap there, in this gap area. I think. Just like a slight indicator, just a slight reveal there. This just makes me sound like a creepy old man. It's like, I want to see more crotch on this female Odie. I want to be able to zoom in and just see more detail there. But you know what I mean. I think it needs a little something because it feels like that right leg just disappears. Another thing is, I think the shading. I like the face, by the way. The eyes are cute. The shading looks like you've got black shading, like lower opacity black shading. I think I would generally always avoid shading with like such a desaturated color like black because I feel like, especially on yellow, I feel like it makes it look kind of dull. I think it would look better if the shading color on the yellow was like more of an orange, not too orange, but like had more saturation. That goes for anything, not just yellow, not just for female Odie, but just generally. I think avoiding black as the shading color, unless you're going for like pure black, like 100% black for contrastiness. If it's just going to be like semi-translucent shading, black is usually the wrong choice. Yeah, I think it makes it feel colder. I think so. I think it would look a lot better if you just had a bit more of a saturated shadow there. And I like all the wrinkles here. It looks really realistic, and the sheer sheen on the stockings look good. I like the textured brush you're using there. Kind of gives off that little that material. I can feel her thigh is what I'm saying. I can just feel I can feel the material beneath my fingertips. So that's good. You want that. And what else can I say here? I am curious as well, since this is a female Odie. The big thing about Odie as well is that Odie has this gigantic tongue hanging out. Now, I'm not saying you gotta add a huge tongue hanging out, but I am curious what that would look like. Chuck Chang, wow, you just felt her without consent? I would encourage you to reread the rules of the channel. I can do whatever I want with whatever is added to this channel. Female Odie, she is mine now. She is my property. Just kidding. By the end of that sentence, it kind of sounded like I was pulling a Facebook or something, where it's like, by uploading images to the server, you are granting me the right to reproduce and own the copyright of this. That's not what I was implying. I was implying more sexual reasons. God. I also like how I'm the one that's always like, hey guys, watch out. You don't do anything too not safe for work on the stream here. And I'm the one that's always like making things weird and overly sexualized. I'm being quite the hypocrite. Also, one more thing I wanted to say, I like how you can see a bit of the jawline behind the hair. Makes the hair look more see-through, which is nice. And not just like a plastic wig. Looks good. And what else can I say? I would say the shadow on the background is the other thing. Because I like the simple orange wall floor thing. I can sense it. And if I'm just looking at if I'm just looking at this part here, I can see that she's like quite close to the wall. But I feel like it needs more shadow, again, like over here. Because technically, like these legs, would they not produce a shadow down there as well? And yeah, and then I think you wouldn't have to have that shadow behind the leg here, because that looks like, I think the shadow of the foot would fall more on the ground. And I think that would make it look more, what's it called? Like rooted, not rooted, grounded? No, what's the word? What am I trying to think? What am I trying to say? That it feels more like it's on the, making contact with the floor and whatever. But overall, I like it. And I would be, yeah, really curious to see if you do continue to work on this, to see how you pull off the shadows. Because I'll be the first to admit, I hate drawing shadows that connect to legs and feet. I think it's really tricky, and it just looks like, I don't know, they're just like, they got, especially with my characters with their skinny limbs, it just looks like there's a weird black spaghetti that's just like dragging along. Like they've stepped in some black spaghetti and they're just walking along, and it's just too many lines everywhere. So yeah, I always have trouble with it, but I think it would look really good with this simple background here. Oh, we got a new one here. So that was Chuck Chan, yeah. To Be You. Got one from To Be You here. Looks awesome. Is this based off something? My first thought was like it's like some sort of like fan art of Shovel Knight. But I'll be also the first to admit I don't know anything about pop culture. I'm basically an alien that is just I came to Earth like a week ago, so forgive me if I don't recognize any references. Full Metal Alchemist. Well, there you go. I've never seen Full Metal Alchemist. Is that the one with the like the anime guy who wears like red and he's got like a pentagram and he's looking like this all the time? Is that Full Metal Alchemist? And it's like a gray pentagram thing, or it's like a necklace, something. So I don't know. So I'm looking at this from like a fish out of water perspective. So I don't know what the actual character looks like, and like how much of this is like your own interpretation. So I'm just going to look at it as like completely its own thing. Love the colors, love the shading. Got that strong shading, good sense of shapes. I can really feel the shapes. I like the white outline is neat. Kind of makes it feel like a sticker. Although I've noticed that over here, it kind of goes off. I don't know. Is that intentional? Because at the bottom it looks like over here as well. No, actually, no, never mind. Maybe it's just me. The white isn't. It's not supposed to be a straight up stroke, out of stroke. It's actually just like kind of like a white shadow that is like projected a little bit. Yeah, I guess the white kind of confuses me because on some parts it looks like it's just an actual outline, and then some parts it looks like it's a white drop shadow. I guess it doesn't really matter. You were lazy with the outline. Well, it kind of makes it look interesting anyway. It kind of adds a bit of difference. Let's see here. I like also the little fleck marks. I've been trying to do that more often with my stuff. I copied it from Exocomics, to be honest. She does it a lot, like on tree trunks and stuff. She does little marks like that. It's a good way of adding a bit of easy detail, easy depth to something that is, if you look at it, is really just one color, you know? Little texture, yeah. Also, Chuck Chan, thanks for the feedback. Hey, no worries. Well, thank you for allowing me to give feedback. Thank you for trusting me. I like the facial expression, like the little sweat drop. This part's interesting, this little gray part. It makes me think like underneath the metal armor is some sort of black cloth leather or something that's kind of getting bunched up in the inside of his elbow. It's getting a little wrinkled, which I like. I like that, although I feel like it almost looks a little too distracting. I'm not sure why. I think it's literally it's this one here, this one right there. How it kind of stands out with a really sharp edge there. I don't know. I feel like that one looks out of place. I like the other ones. I think this one could be a little more subdued or something. I'm not sure. But I like that you have it in general, though. That you have this like bunched up black leather texture thing there. It really makes me feel the pinch when he's doing that to the arm. Oh, here's another interesting thing. So I see you've got spikes going on. But, so spikes. You got a couple of circles here, which I guess is just like nails or staples or whatever. Bolts. But then what's over here? So you got spike. I assume this is a spike looking straight at you. What's this? Is this a spike? Or what's that? Because it looked like a spike that got cut off at the last minute. I'm thinking it could just be one of the circles. It's a joint. It's just part of the armor. Oh, okay. I see, I see, I see. Yeah, I guess I don't really know the character. And the only other thing I could think of saying is you got really a really strong shading here around the head, but then in this little crevice here that should be dark, it's like super bright, which makes it look kind of, I don't know. It makes it look like it's as forward as the head is. The power. Congrats on that, spider. I think if you shaded this part here, this blue light blue part here, and put all this in the more of a darker part, it makes the head and the arm stand out more, and the rest is like, because of the head and the arm and stuff, it's like blocking light from hitting it so much. But otherwise, looks really good. Nice, nice, nice. Oh, and I also like the fist. The fist looks, that must have been hard to draw the fist from that angle. Because if you look at it up close, I mean, I would be like, drawing it like, oh god, this doesn't look like a fist at all. But then when you zoom out, I totally bought it as a fist. But if you zoom in, it's like, what are these lines? But it totally works, so good job. To be you, good job, to be you. Also, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood's your favorite anime to power. Highly recommend it. Watch this show, it's so good. Nah. I don't know. I've met other people that have recommended Full Metal Alchemist, specifically Brotherhood. Unless it was just you to power and I forgot. But does not seem like my thing. Does not seem like my thing at all. But good for people who like it. Wish I liked it. Not to say I don't like it because I haven't seen it, but I don't think I'll like it. Wolfie. I drew a streamer friend as his favorite D&D monster. Awesome. Spooky. I don't know anything about D&D. I know there's like a big gelatinous cube. And this clearly is not that. So I don't know, again, the actual thing you're basing it off. But I like all the Medusa looking eyes. I like this part. You can really feel the bumpiness here. It's nice. Although I think you could push this even more. So I see you've got like a really soft gradient shading on the bandana part here. Oh no, it's not a bandana, sorry, it's a hat. So I just realized it's a backwards cap. But I think you've got such a really good sense of bulbousness with the bottom of this eye tube coming out from underneath the hat. I think it kind of gets disappeared here. So if you added more dark shading here, somehow, like where my hand is right now, I think that could make it look really, really 3D. And the same on the other side a little bit. I think that would look cool. Yeah, I think on this side you could even break the silhouette. Like this line could be a little bit more bulbous. This black line here, just to really emphasize, like, whoa, it's actually changing the shape of the silhouette. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how important these head tentacle things are supposed to be, but so I don't know how much emphasis you'd want to put onto them. But I think it's like the coolest part. I like the things. Also, if it's a hat, again, I don't know the streamer that you're basing this off, but I would assume that, I guess, well, my hat doesn't have it. But like, usually I feel like a hat has like that, the clasp where you can like change the size and it's got a hole there. Again, I don't know, maybe the streamer you're basing this off doesn't have a hat like that, so what I'm saying is redundant. But I think it would make it clearer that this is a hat and not a beanie. Because it's just this brim here that tells me it's a hat. But it's not a big deal. It's just, it depends on what kind of hat you want to draw. But it's just an easy way of making it look more hat-like. I like the headphones. Headphones look good. Though, I think the headphone color here looks a little too close to the color of the head and the snakes, the tentacles and stuff. I think if the headphones were slightly darker, maybe, it would contrast better with the tentacles, and then you could see the shapes more clearly, because my eye keeps thinking that that part of the headphone is just like another tentacle, and then it takes a second beat for my eyes to realize that it's actually the headphones. But overall, though, I like the concept and the shape and everything. It looks good. And I think you did a good job with the beard. I like how you have the mustache here, and then the beard goes behind this, like the cheekbone, eye bone thing here. It really feels like the beard is like sitting on that face, which is nice. And what else? What else can I say? It looks painful as hell with those spiky teeth and the tongue just sitting inside the teeth like that. Ouchies. I think also, I think this would look a lot more spooky if you darken the inside of the mouth. I think like even if you went like pure black, that would look intense. And it would really like emphasize the teeth more, and the mouth in general, and the tongue. Feels more like it's really inside, coming from inside the mouth. The tongue is a self-critique I had. It looks flat. Yeah, I'd say the tongue. One way of making the tongue look less flat is, see how you've got like this the line, the classic line in the middle of the tongue here. It's kind of, for the most part, always in the center of the tongue, which makes this tongue look kind of flat. If you had that line, like if you, because the line is in the center of tongues in real life, and because it's in the actual visual center, it makes it look like the tongue is just like sideways and just like a flat object. So if you move that line in the middle, oh gosh, how do I zoom? Zoom! Okay, zoom. If you move this line like further up here, like this line here, like up here, then it would immediately feel like the tongue is like twisting a bit and it's more 3D. If that makes sense. Does that make sense? And as I was saying with making the mouth, the inside of the mouth darker, so like this being darker, this grayish red, I would also just make the tongue fade into darkness. I see you've got shading going on here. This little, I can see that line of shading just here. Whoop. But I think all of this could be a lot darker. And then that way you can hide that this line doesn't just stop arbitrarily. It just kind of fades into the darkness and you can't see where it comes from. And I think that would really make it look less flat for sure. And also generally, I think you got two lines going on. You got like that dark skinny line, and then you got like a shading line around it. I think you could get away with just one or the other. I don't think you need both. It looks a little distracting, I think. I think if you got rid of the dark skinny line inside and just had a subtle dark shading line, I think that would look less distracting. And also, you've missed a couple of spots of the pink. I can see the beard coming through here. There's my nitpick of the drawing. I also like the shading you've got going on here. This part's good. Oh, no, it's hard for me to do the hand curves correctly. This shading here, how like all of this is dark. It really adds like shape. I can like feel the shape more. I like that. Yeah, it looks like the eye, and then you got these like sunken cheek areas, and then like the beard is wrapping around it. It's cool. Yeah, but overall, good job, I'd say. Oh, and also one more thing. Wolfie's like, stop, stop, I'm already dead. One more thing. I would say to make similar to the tongue, you could make the tentacle things look more 3D by not having the shading just be like consistently like half of the tube the whole way around. You could have like the light part disappear, and then like all of this is dark, and then the light part comes back in. Then it looks like it's really turning around. And then on a similar note, on the tips, I think it would look kind of cool if, I mean, I don't know what kind of shape you're going for, but I would assume the shape you're going for is like skinny tube, and then it kind of ends in like a flower, kind of without the petals. You know, like the eyeball part is like flattish, or maybe the eyeball is sticking out, but the gray part is kind of flat, and then it kind of goes into a skinnier tube. I think the shading doesn't help show that shading here. I think all of this around the eyeball should be no shading. That should be like, because it's facing you, it should be like bright, no shading. And then the shading should start like here. So on this side of my arm, light, and then on that side of my arm, dark. And then it would look like it's staring at you. You know? Man, my arm just snapped there. I don't know if you heard it in the microphone, but yeah. Assuming that's the shape you're going for, where like it's kind of like the head of a nail, you know? Like this part, it's like a plate with a bulb, and then the tube is going behind it from behind. Yeah. So just to like where my hand is here, everything above my hand in terms of that kind of grayish purple color, no shading, and beneath my hand, shading. Then I think that would really emphasize the shape. But yeah. But overall though, I like it. I like the composition, and again, I really like the shading on the head part around the big eye, and how the beard clings onto the side. So good job, Wolfie. Do you want to critique a Lola bunny I did? Although I don't know what there is to critique. It's Lola, so it's perfect because she is perfect. Sure. I mean, if you want critique, if you want feedback, then feel free, Yodo. Assuming it's not like breaking terms of service and overly sexual and you know the drill. Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. Oh, thank goodness, this closed. Okay, hold on. Also, to be you're not the critic again, but this is just the not meme version. Oh, I see. This is a meme version. Oh, okay. Oh, I see. Quite a different vibe, that's for sure. I like the meme version. But yeah, I don't know the character. But I see now. This makes more sense. And I like the yeah, no, it's good. I like it. It's an actual face they make in the show. It's good. Let's see here. Yoyoto. All right, so you got your. Wait, hold on. Let me go minimize this. So you got. Actually, I'll keep this, but I'll zoom out. Got a bit of a goth Lola going on. You're right. It's perfect. I can't fault it. It's really good. I'd say. Although there are some things to critique, I guess. First of all, I like the pose and the shape and everything. It's really good. That you managed to be able to like add the thighs forward and then the feet backwards without it looking like a broken duck. It's great. I like it. That works really well. I like that you've added shading to the neck, so the head really stands out and the neck feels like it's further back. You use the 3D pose. 3D models are amazing. Did you use it in Clip Studio Paint? This is all 3D models? Interesting. I'd be curious to see the 3D model if you want to show that as well. But regardless, I mean, pose aside, it's still really well done anyway. I like that you have like a good balance of, I'm going to try and say the phrase correctly again, but line economy, detail economy. I think it's good where like it's not like everything, all the details in one spot and then everything else kind of lacks. I think it has a good amount of detail everywhere, but also not being too, you don't want something that's the same detail everywhere because then your eye doesn't know where to go. But it has a good, yeah, it's not too detailed in one spot, it's not too undetailed in other spots. What can I say? Maybe that the ears are a little wonky. I don't know, but I don't even know if that's intentional. Maybe she is supposed to be a little disturbed, so that her ear ponytail things are supposed to be wonky. But I don't know. I like that the back ear is darker, so it looks like it's in the back. I think. How can I fault this? I would probably say the blood is. It's hard to. It's hard. I mean, I don't even know how. The blood looks like paint here. I think if there was blood on her pants, it would be more dark, like soaked in. Whereas this looks more like paint that's just like on the surface, which I guess is what it is really. I think if you change this blood, just the part in the pants and the shirt, I guess, and change it to multiply, that would look more like it's actually sunken into the fibers more. But then you kind of risk it disappearing entirely, so it's a tricky situation. Something feels off with the thigh on her left leg, aka leg on the right. Yeah, this part here. Yeah, I would be inclined to agree. I think this leg is really well done. This is my favorite of the legs. The one here. I think the curves look really good. But I think, yeah, it's this line here, huh? I think this line, this one looks a little, I think it's just it's like too curved this way. It should be more like, instead of being like this, it should be more like a little bit more flattened out like that. Like there. Just rubbing a Lola bunny on stream. This is this critique thing is just an excuse for me to rub Lola bunnies. Is her tail? That's a tail, right? Isn't her tail supposed to be just this color and not the peach color? I can't remember now. I thought it was just the light color, but I don't know. That could just be me not knowing Lola Bunny that closely. What else to say? Oh, and another thing I wanted to say. I think the shadows here under the shirt, it makes it look kind of makes it look a little flat. These shadows here, just how like consistent they are against the body. Like first of all, clothes would generally be touching the skin anyway, so you wouldn't really see a shadow unless there was a part of the shirt that is like going away from the skin. Like I think here, I would say you can have the shadow here, but then get rid of the shadow here, and then it would look like it's sitting against her soft, supple arm here, and then as it kind of hangs off the edge here, away from the skin, that's when it starts to produce the shadow. I think that would make it look more volumetric. But yeah, I mean, but overall though, really good, Yodo. Nice to see some non-AI stuff by you. It's really good. In fact, almost too good. Almost too good. Yeah. Not bad, not bad at all. Good job. Oh, you can see the 3D model at the start. Oh, is this a time lapse? Oh, hell yeah. Let's see, I need to go back. Oh, yeah. Huh. Wait, let me see if I can. I want to open up the other image. Wait, why did it disappear for a second? Eh? Oh no. Why wouldn't it play now? What's wrong with this app? Something broke. Is it because I opened up Discord on my other computer? And it's like, you can't have two screens at once. Surely not. Surely not. Oh, Lola. You tease me so. Can't seem to play the video anymore. Why? But we saw the 3D thing though. I'll check that out again after the stream. Hopefully I can get it working on my PC. Open up another channel. Oh, here we go. Hee. I love that you can do the time lapses in Clip Studio Paint. Oh, did you know? I think you can turn that off as well. You can turn off the watermark if you wanted to. Just FYI. Yeah, I'm looking at the thigh. I think it looked better here, but then I think eventually it kind of it takes a sharper turn. See, I like the that one's a bit too flat though. I see you want to be more thick. But like that's a good turn. But then it kind of gets a bit too much there. But yeah, whoa, Jesus. God damn. Okay, I see. I see what happened now. Goodness me. Bit of a lewd interlude, if you will. You were testing what? Testing my limits? Jeez Louise. All right. What we got here? Who's this? To be you. The incredible Baymax from from Big Hero 6, a Hulk Baymax crossover. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate your pain? Very cool. This is kind of reminding me of of my own art style. Like as I get more into drawing limbs and stuff, but my heads keep staying as simple as possible. It's gonna turn out like this eventually. But what can I say here? It's pretty cool. I like the impressively contrasting shading on the abs and the muscles and stuff. Damn, like this part looks really realistic. Poof. Oh wait, no. Oh. Stop hitting me. I'm just trying to get feedback. Muscles is something I'm completely lost on. Like I don't know. I've got no reference material to base this off. I just know that I don't want to be anywhere near this guy. For some reason, I keep thinking that this hand has 6 fingers. Not sure why. Think about this hand. I think maybe it's just like those lines on the knuckles. Maybe I'm not sure. This hand, super solid. This one feels longer? I'm not sure, but overall, very cool. I like the shredded pants. Good stuff. Good enough. There we go. Ooh, now we're both blurred. No one can see us. Let's get out of here. Okay, so I think I would say that's it for. Oh, what time is it? It's 1:30. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. It's an hour over when I was supposed to end. Jeez Louise. Okay. Oh boy. Sorry, Lee, I'm late for lunch. I was too busy analyzing a sexy goth Lola bunny for the last half an hour. Oh, my microphone's away. Okay, I gotta get out of here. So, yeah, Sandman, you're right. It's work. It's work. This is work. I'm teaching people art. So thank you very much, everyone, for dropping in your art, for letting me tear it to pieces on this first critique segment of these streams. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope it was helpful. And we're going to end now because I am well overdue to leave. So, oh gosh. Let's get out of here. Let's do a raid and leave. Oh, this looks fun. Drawing Pokemon from memory, but I only know the French names. Okay, well, let's raid Aculine. Let's raid Aculine. She is drawing Pokemon from memory. So let's do that. Send them some Loading Hours love, and I'll see you on the Discord later for the bonus panel drawing and stuff. And oh man, I got so much work to do. Oh my god. Okay, goodbye. Thank you for watching. Thank you, everyone. Goodbye. And happy Halloween as well. Forgot to mention. Happy Halloween as well. Thank you for watching. Goodbye. Rating.